There we go. I'm recording, so I can send it out to people. Now I'm going to share the screen and we'll get started properly. Right, share. Amazing. I'm so sorry you had to sit through me clicking absolutely everything. I feel like Zoom's just in the way now. There we go. So, I'm in. I'm done. So, a lot of people can say that January is a quiet month, and you probably hear people say it quite a lot, like, "Oh, it's always quiet," and people don't want to spend money because it's January, and everyone's skint and things, which I did think last year. But if you kind of plan ahead, you should be able to get things booked in. There are still toddler classes running. There's plenty of opportunity out there to make sure you're active in January and going forward after January as well. So December, the kind of last order cut-off date is the 16th of December, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop. So the 16th is basically so if people are ordering presents, if they want things for like community book pledges where they're giving out the books to children in hospitals and things like that. It's so that if you get your order arrive and there's any books that are missing or if anything's damaged, you've got time to send it back and get it in time for Christmas still. You can still order all of December. I think I placed an order on Boxing Day last year because I was that sad. I think the office shuts for a few days over Christmas and that's it really. So you can still order throughout December. So you can keep going and also spend some time attending events. So obviously there'll be Christmas fairs, Christmas light switch-ons at the moment. Social things, so you can still be talking about Usborne and what you do with people when you're going to Christmas parties and things like that, and also after that cut off, sell your stock. So if you're like me and you've got a lot of stock, then I could just sell that off, and that's a January order then. So I can then, once January comes round, I've got a like restock order to do, which would get me active, ready for January. So that's always a good one to do, kind of around Christmas and Boxing Day and things. If you wanted to sell off some of your stock, get a bunch of it sold off, and then keep that money and put it towards new stock for January. So December is obviously the first thing coming up that we want to get ourselves active for. And with that cut-off date, it can seem a little bit daunting, thinking I've only got 16 days to get myself active. Like I say, you can still keep going after the 16th, but for Christmas orders, the 16th is what we're kind of aiming for. So now, while we still can, we've got, what are we on? We're on the 20th. We've got 10 days left. Is it the 30th, the end of the month, 30th in November? I think it is, isn't it? So we've got 10 days left. You can be getting events booked in. There will be Christmas fairs happening in December, at the beginning of December, right into mid-December as well. I found the mid-December like stalls and craft fairs were quite good because people were kind of, if they hadn't sorted out, like the obscure relatives that you don't always think of. Like I had someone like, oh, I forgot to get a present for my niece's cousin's auntie. Do you know, like really random like that. So people are kind of like not panic buying, but they're just like, okay, I'll get this, and this, and it sorts those people for presents. Amazing. Toddler groups, classes, office pop-ups. So an office pop-up in December would be fantastic. Again, people working in the offices are going to be very busy. They might not have time to get out to get presents. So actually you turning up with all your books, absolutely fantastic. They can buy all the presents for their kids, well, not all of them, but some presents for their kids, their nieces, nephews. So that kind of helps them out a bit there. So use vendor booking, storefinder.com to have a look and see what is around. And obviously, I like to go onto Facebook and just search in like events, and you can kind of tailor it so it's local events that come up. And I will get like all the school fairs pop up, and they put like flyers on. So have a little look, keep your eyes open in local groups for flyers for Christmas events, and message the person who's posted it and ask if they've got any stalls left. They usually have got 1 or 2 left at this point, so it's well worth getting in with those as well, especially school ones. Obviously, the actual stall itself is amazing, but it's an in with a school for things like Ready Steady Reads in the spring term. You can speak to them about World Book Day while you're there. That should be kind of top of agenda next to Christmas at the moment, is World Book Day, which is literally around the corner, and it will be on us before we know it. So have a little look. Have a little look in the gaps in your diary and try and get them filled with little, bits and bobs like this to get yourself active in December. So that is kind of like the first idea. Obviously, I know it might be difficult getting out for stalls and things like that. If you've got little ones, plenty of partners do that, get out with their kids. I've got a lovely picture. She's not a partner anymore, but used to be in our team. She ran a school fair, and a little one was just sat in his pushchair. He was about just under 1. He was just sat in his little pushchair, like looking out, and we got a little book next to him, and it was so sweet. And she used to take him to all the stalls that she did, which was awesome. So this is another idea for December, and this can be really, really successful. Everyone is feeling the Christmas spirit and feeling, the season of giving, isn't it, Christmas? So running a community book pledge is an amazing way to get active for December. So you choose yourself a charity or service, food bank, hospital ward. A lot of people go for like Salvation Army, or I know in Wolverhampton we've got an organisation called Haven for women and their children who are fleeing domestic violence situations. They're really good ones to get in touch with. And speak to them about raising funds for books to gift to the children. So obviously with a hospital ward, it will be children in the hospital, so they're getting a present for Christmas. I really like ones like the Haven or Salvation Army, because you're raising the funds for children who may otherwise not have anything for Christmas, for them to have a brand new book. Like, it's not a second-hand book, it's not tatty, it's not been read by anybody else, it is theirs and theirs alone. And they're getting that for Christmas, and they can unwrap it and they've got that present. And you're helping the child, you're helping the parent who otherwise hasn't got the means to get them the presents, and would love to get them. Probably, any parent would want their child to have brand new presents and brand new books for Christmas, but obviously in their situation they just can't. So that is a fab one to go for as well. Obviously it depends in your area what charities and things are around. So then approach your businesses, ask them for donations, similar to as you would with a look for a book. So they will donate directly. I don't know if you saw in Epic, but one of the team in Epic, I think she got like a £200 donation from a care home towards her look for a book, which was amazing. So they will donate just without having anything for it, if that makes sense. So message them on their business page, but also approach them in person as well. I feel like you get a more positive response approaching in person, just because they can see you, you're a real person. They know that you're, oh sorry about the hiccups, I've just downed a load of lemonade. They can see that you're not trying to scam them, because you are a genuine person. So that's a good way to kind of start the process. Launch it on and offline, so don't just put a Facebook post up about it. Really shout from the rooftops about it everywhere you go. Tell people what you're doing, what you're raising money for, and the total will start to add up. You can do things like raffles to raise money as well. Places might, rather than donate money, might donate something to run a raffle. But a lot of places will just donate directly because it is such a good cause. definitely get in touch with all of your frogs, friends, family, everyone that you know, and speak to them about it. Do they have their own business that they could donate from? Would they like to just donate a book? Some people will just say, here's £7.99, donate a book for a child age 9. And that, that's an order there, and they'll send you the money for it. So that's always a good way to go. Run it for the next 2 weeks, and then place the order in the first week of December. So obviously you'd want to get the order, especially if it's getting books for children, at, say, I don't know, something to do at the hospital. They'll want the books for Christmas. So yeah, so I would be kind of getting your charity and stuff in the next couple of days, and get working on it over the next couple of weeks. This is a nice one to go for if you wanted to do something more kind of at home, maybe. So doing like a Christmas coffee morning, it would be really nice. So choose yourself a date, and you can have it at home, which is wonderful. You haven't got to take all your books everywhere with you. Invite friends and family, and customers one-to-one. Don't rely on starting a group on Facebook, inviting people, because Facebook doesn't always tell them. You will need to directly message, speak to people face to face, pick up the phone and call people, which, when it's friends and family, that's completely doable, isn't it? And obviously, like WhatsApp and things, you've got their contact details. You can get in touch with them much easier. Putting a post on Facebook won't get the people, because Facebook might not show it to people. So you can't kind of rely on Facebook showing notifications for groups and things. So yeah, definitely get in touch. As one-to-one, is that the right word? I don't know. Make it nice, mince pies, mulled wine. Some people have invited other businesses to come and do almost like a mini Christmas fair at their house. I'd love to do that, but I just don't have the space. But if you did have like maybe the space in your kitchen or something, I can't remember who it was. I'm sure it was last year, someone in Epic had literally did a little mini market, because they've got a friend who did like Avon, a friend who did like a supplements thing, a friend that had like craft business, and made Christmas decorations, and she just literally set it all out in her house, and some of them were balancing their stuff on chair. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy. They just put a tablecloth over some chairs, and that was where the Christmas decoration stall was. And then there was like the kitchen counter that had got like a different stall on, and she did like mulled wine and mince pies, and everyone just kind of came between a certain time, and it was like really nice Christmas music playing, and she did really well from that. It might even be this one on here that says last year a partner gained £300 in orders from this. Again, book it at a time where it's not too late, because you don't want people to come and go, well, I've already bought my presents. So kind of early December, get that in the diary, even end of November, so that people have still got presents to buy, basically. So yeah, use your social media as well, but obviously personal invites will work a lot better. So I'm going to give you, what time are we on? I'm not going to give you 10. I'm just going to give you a quick 5 minutes planning, to come up with what you're going to do now for December. So just 5 minutes, jot it down. Doesn't have to be really detailed. Just jot down on your notepad or on a piece of paper or an envelope if you can find one, and jot down what you're going to do for December to get yourself active. I'm going to be here. I will mute myself. If you've got any questions, obviously just shout up. But yeah, just have 5 minutes to kind of plan out your December. I'm going to mute myself for a minute so that I can have a drink and things and not distract you. But yeah, I'll set a little timer, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. But yeah, if you've got a question, just shout, just unmute yourself and I will answer. I'm just going to pause recording as well. Hello, I'm back again. Right, that was 5 minutes. It would have been 10 if I hadn't faffed around with the with the screen sharing for 5 minutes at the beginning. Um, Hopefully you've got some ideas jotted down. Pop in the chat, kind of what you're hoping to do for December to get yourselves active. And I'm gonna start screen sharing again, hopefully, and I'll carry on through. Just get that up. Please shout up if you can't see my screen. Just give me a shout, but hopefully you can see that. It says you can see it. So so yeah, like I said, pop in the chat and I'll have a look in a minute at what you're planning to do. But obviously spend a little bit more time after today as well, having to think about that. Why is the screen not changing? Ah, there we go. So January. This is the main reason I wanted to do this session. So January is so important that you get planning for January now. Now, usually I'm the worst for it. Like I'll get to the end of the month and go, oh, I need to plan for next month. Do not leave planning for January until December, because it gets busy, Christmas happens. We all need and deserve a break. But if you don't get something in the book, in your books, in your diary, for January, you will stay asleep. It's tough to get yourself into gear again in January. So if you've got no reason, if you've got nothing booked in, there's no RSL, there's no stall, there's no toddler group, there's no motivation there, and that means there's no earnings, and it's just a vicious cycle. And we go, oh well, I haven't earned anything this month, and then we kind of fizzle out. So I don't want that to happen, because I know obviously you guys are here, you want this to work, you want to put that time and effort in, and you don't want it to just fizzle out in January. So this is the main reason I wanted to do this training. So January ideas. Now, I love this first one. So starting a book club. So last January, I started a book club. People want to stick to their New Year's resolution. If you're a reader, you'll have heard of Goodreads as well. I've got Goodreads, and this is why I started my book club, because I'm just going to show you. And I can't show you because you can't see me at the moment. I'll show you after. So on my app, I don't know if you've got it as well. Like you can have a goal for the year, it refreshes at New Year, and you have a goal for how many books you want to read. I set myself 50, which was a bit ambitious, and I've done 26 so far. I've got a lot of reading to do. But I had 40 people buy the book in January last year. It's fizzled out throughout the year, but I've still got quite a few people in my book club. But January absolutely went crazy, because people have got their New Year's resolutions. They want to read more, they want to read different books, they just want to join a book club. So that was a really good one, and I highly recommend that. It also gets you reading some of the young adult fiction as well. So you're more confident to talk about it if say a secondary school were to get in touch and ask for older fiction. So that is a good one to get done. I highly recommend doing that. A January sale. There is usually a January sale in January. So kind of try and set a date for one. If one isn't given to you by Usborne, definitely maybe do a bit of a 10% off thing, or do your own little sale. If you've got stock, sell some of your stock off, and then put the money back into new stock. Book toddler groups and classes in now. So get in there before other Usborne partners do for January. They will be booking people in. So if you've got something booked in, like I say, you've got something to go back to, and something to kind of wake you back up in January. Oops, didn't mean to do that. 27th of January is National Storytelling Week. I had a nursery running a Ready Steady Listen that week in January. So again, get in touch with nurseries now and schools as well for RSRs, and book them in for that National Storytelling Week, because that is it fits so perfectly. And loads of schools think of what they want to do for World Book Day and they kind of miss the National Storytelling Week. So by highlighting that with them, you're obviously helping them out, and they'll go, oh, actually, yeah, that would be nice, because literally it's all about listening and reading stories. So get those booked in now for January, for the end of Jan. Things like a monthly storytelling session at like a Costa or a soft play or something like that, so you can have your stall out. Sorry, Zoom's telling me I'm running out of time. Talk to 10 people a day about your bookshop. So if you talk to 10 people a day about your bookshop, that's 310 people you've spoken to in January. Somebody will either buy some books, book an RSR, join your team. Like, you will find someone out of all of those people who's interested in what you do. So they're just a few ideas for January. You could do like a New Year look for a book as well, to get everybody out and about after eating lots over Christmas, going for a walk. And people, parents haven't got the money to go and spend on really expensive activities, so providing a free one for them is fab. So same again. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. We've got 9 minutes left of the meeting. We give you 5 minutes, to have a little plan through for January, jot some ideas down for January, and then in the last couple of minutes, we can kind of, if there's any questions, then obviously you can ask then, or you can just drop me a message afterwards. That's absolutely fine. But yes, spend 5 minutes now. I'll do the same again. I'll mute myself. If you've got any questions, just ask, but jot down what you're planning to do for January, so that you know what you need to take action on. I'm going to mute myself and come out of screen share. Hello, I'm back again. Obviously, again, spend more time when you're kind of away from this, and if you're watching on replay, because it is recorded, obviously you can pause it for a bit longer, that's fine. Pop in the chat. We've got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Pop in the chat what you are planning on doing for January, and how are you gonna wake yourself up after all the Christmas food and all the Christmas wine. And let me know. Yeah, let me know what you're planning. Any questions, obviously just ask, and just make sure that you're continuing to take action. I know that though you two are here, you're, by being here, that's you're taking action anyway, because you've come. Obviously, if you're re-watching this, amazing, you've taken that action. So just keep taking those actions, and keep doing those things that are gonna move your business forward. So that's things like booking in events, or speaking to people about your business, talking to schools about RSRs, getting things booked in, is what is going to move you forward. So keep taking those actions, and like I say, get something solid in the diary. So if you've planned it, take the action and book it in. So I'm just looking at the chat at the moment. So Christmas fairs, Angela, amazing. So you've got that as a plan. Now get some booked in for December, and then come back to me, send me a message when you've got some booked in, and that'll be absolutely fab. Again, contacting offices for pop-ups, brilliant. So you've got that on your plan. Now just take the action and get those booked in. Contact some offices, places like science parks where they've got loads of office buildings, get in touch with them. And yeah, definitely fairs, there's so many happening. I mean, obviously this weekend might be a bit late notice, there might be space, but there's loads happening like next weekend and into the beginning of December, so loads of opportunity for those as well. So yeah, thank you for coming. We've just got less than a minute left. I would usually do a little bit of question, a few minutes, but it's going to cut me off. So thank you very much for coming. I hope it's been useful, and I hope that you can get lots and lots booked in and feeling inspired for December and January. I'm going to go because it's going to cut me off, but again, thank you very much, and good luck with December, January, and drop me a message if you need anything. Bye.
Thanks, bye.